This video can literally save your life. If you're having mental health issues, I'm gonna fix that for you, because I've had horrible mental health for like my entire life. But I figured out the code. I got it. I'm gonna help you. So I'm not even gonna stop. We're gonna get right into it. So we got 3 things. So you got that brain chemistry. Oh, here the brain. I know it looked like Squidward, but hold on. So we got that brain action, right? Boom, mental health, all this stuff, right? And then over here, you got your spirit, this mug. Look like Casper the Happy Ghost. There we go. And then you got your direction. You got your purpose, where are we gonna go? Oh. So these are like the 3 most important things, right? So you have your literal brain chemistry, God, and where you're gonna go in life, okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, with your brain, you got a couple things wrong, right? 1, dopamine overloaded. 2, your internal dialogue's probably against you, which is a problem. And then 3, and probably the most important, ties back into direction and purpose and where you want to go. But we'll get into that. And also trauma. That's what it was. And then 3rd, trauma. So first things first, dopamine, right? So there's good dopamine and bad dopamine. Your dopamine's motivation to do it. Whenever you're see a baddie with a fatty, and then you're like, oh man, I need to go home and yerk my dirk, that's dopamine. Dopamine doesn't come after you yerk your dirk, it's beforehand. So oh, I see a baddie with a fatty, alright, I'm gonna go back to baseline, because I didn't yank it. Oh, I'm gonna go home and yank it. And I get way up here, and guess what? I go equally as high as I go as low. And then I go recover, right? So let's say I immediately fatty with a fatty, go yerk my dirk, I'm coming down, but then I drink some alcohol. Now I'm way up here, and then that crash is just brutal. You go way down here. You literally are in the depths of hell. So not fun, dude, not fun. So don't do that. Don't yerk your dirk, bro. So basically what you need to do is get the good dopamine though. And this is where the Catholics get it right. Hold on, hydration break. Drink your water right now. Alright. So you gotta earn your dopamine. So the way you earn your dopamine is you go down, right? Oh man, I hate cold showers. I hate working out. Oh, but it's almost over. Okay, it's over. Oh man, I'm feeling good. Oh man. And then you're back to baseline. So it comes afterwards, Same thing with recording the YouTube videos. Same thing with setting up your e-com store. Same thing. This is what you want. You don't want this, because guess what? Now you gotta deal with it later. And how much do you have to hate yourself to make future you suffer? You gotta look out for the guy. He didn't do nothing wrong. It's all on you. You did something wrong. Now he feels like crap for feeling. I bet you're looking back right now and being like, yeah, I feel like garbage because it passed me. Screw that guy. He's an asshole. Exactly. Anyway, so that's the dopamine. Next is your internal dialogue, right? So hold on. This is your brain, right? Doop, 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 doop. Looks like Australia, but that's okay. So this is your brain, right? Now your brain's not going to tell you stuff that you don't ingest already. You know what I mean? So you're going to have words coming in bad. You're bad, bro. You suck. All that bad sort of stuff, right? That's going to come in here. Because guess what? You're looking at all this bad, sucky stuff on social media. Because it takes a bunch of bad stuff to equal one good thing. So and also you're gonna look for the bad stuff because you know, back in Ooga Booga days, like, you would die if you ignored the bad stuff. So, unfortunately now that we got, like, internet and stuff, kind of mess you up. So, the way you protect your brain, which is what you need to do, you need to protect this bad boy. So, the way you protect this guy is a couple things. One is meditate. Now hold on, hear me out, bro. I'm not gonna sell you a meditation course. I ain't gonna sell you nothing, actually. You need to meditate. You have to, okay? And me included, life is the best when I meditate, and right now it's not fun. But I've made my life fun before. And you just gotta meditate, bro. Now, super easy way I like to meditate. 2 ways. One, candle. Literally, get a candle, light it, and just stare at it. And every time your brain's like, oh yeah, Becky gonna let me clap, screw Becky, candle. Every single time you're over here like, oh man, I can't wait to go for a little booze cruise, get lit, go for a little go-kart drive. No, candle. You know, like any of that stuff, like that's not the candle, literally anything. Oh, I'm breathing funny. Who cares? Candle. Oh, what's that sharp pain in my chest? Candle. Like, just focus on the candle, bro. Set a timer for like literally a minute. And if you do this every single day, after a minute's gonna feel easy. Then you go to 3 minutes. Then you go to 6. Then you go to 12. Then you go to 24. And bam, spam, shalam, you're meditating for like 30 minutes a day. So, pretty easy, pretty lit, pretty swag, right? So you gotta meditate. And then the next one, what's gonna be sending all of this stuff in is like social media and the hive mind. So this is what's actually like gonna be like pew 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 pew, like going in like all the bad stuff. Cause like again, headlines gonna make you like think about like bad stuff, all this bad stuff just going in on that brain, on that cranium. So you can't have none of that. You gotta get rid of that. So, and that kind of ties back into dopamine. And also, like, meditation's gonna, like, help you with your dopamine because, like, if you're having a problem, like, yerking your dirk or smoking weed or whatever, then, like, guess what? You know, like, when you yerk your dirk and all that fun stuff, what the fuck? When you do all that fun sort of stuff, then, you know, it's gonna be hard to stop. I'm not gonna say it's easy. And the reason why it's hard is because you have these temptations, right? And temptations last maybe 15 minutes tops. Like, I promise you, if you're having, like, the uncontrollable urge to, like, drink or, like, yank it and crank it or, like, smoke it or whatever you want to do, you snort it, shoot it, like, go outside for a walk for, like, 15 minutes. Actually think about other stuff, and you'll be fine, dude. But this kind of was like, meditation's kind of like an insulator. So like, let's say I got a cup, right? I got a cup full of thoughts and not the hose, right? But I want to keep it warm, you know, I need to protect it from all this like cold air out here. Well, which is like bad thoughts and impulsivity. This meditation right here is literally gonna like insulate the fuck out of this cup, right? And then guess what? You ain't gonna like be doing none of this stuff. This cold, what the heck? Hold on. Yeah, this cold ain't gonna get to this cup. So like, that's that, bro. Like, you're gonna be fine. So like this, you know, this pool of thoughts, you know, she gonna be fine. She gonna be wonderful. All of them gonna be fine. So it kind of like ties back in. It's like the snail that like snail. It's like the snake that like eats its own tail. Haha. Look at that. So like, you know, it's the snake that eats its own tail. You need to like meditate to like get rid of the dopamine, and like getting rid of the dopamine helps you like meditate more, because meditation's like super boring. So that's that. Next one's gonna be a shorter kind of, oh yeah, hold on, then trauma, right? So I took a course one time, and apparently like 65% of people are traumatized. So we gotta get rid of that. So trauma, like, you gotta do a couple things to get through trauma. And I don't even know how to, like, put it down. Basically, so you got this trauma, right? This your trauma. Alright. So, the way you gotta get rid of this trauma is a couple ways. It's not a couple ways, it's literally the process. One, you gotta be like, oh, this is trauma. I know that's not how you spell trauma, I don't care. So this is trauma, right? So now, congratulations. You've done step one. Step two, which is also kind of important, is you gotta get away from the trauma. You gotta leave the trauma. Now, this is gonna sound stupid when I say leave the trauma, but you gotta get away from the people and the place that creates the trauma. Like, if you're getting traumatized in school, you gotta get out of there, bro. Go punch a teacher in the nose and get OSS, you know? That I'm kidding, don't actually do that, but get away from, like, the trauma. Talk to your parents, talk to a teacher, do the responsible thing. So once you do that and you get away from, like, this ball of trauma and, like, the place where it happens, then you need to heal. And healing, you gotta do a couple things, right? One, you gotta actually feel the emotions, so basically stay sober. You know, if the feeling, like, if you're thinking about it, literally think about it to the point of where it doesn't, like, affect you anymore. If you gotta cry, cry. If you gotta shout, shout. Like, just feel those emotions. You don't have to show other people your emotions. Common misconception. Just feel the emotions. And then once you feel the emotions, you can do what God says to do and forgive. Because you need to understand. And then once you forgive and you felt these emotions, then you can come to terms. You know, and by coming to terms, I mean you can talk about it with, like, your friends. You can, like, you know, you don't need to do, like, substances. Like, if it comes up in your mind, you're gonna be fine. So basically, step one, say it's okay, here's trauma. Step two, step away from, like, where the trauma's happening. Step three, just feel those emotions and stuff and, like, let it, like, not fester. Don't, like, ag it on, but, like, when those emotions come up, like, don't distract yourself. Literally sit there and cry. Literally, like, feel the emotions. And then you're good. So that's the bio-mental chemistry section of this. The rest of it's going to be behind a $10.99 per month paywall. I'm kidding. I have nothing to sell you. Anyways. So next one's going to be a short one because I'm not going to discriminate. But you need God, bro. I'm not even going to do anything. You need God, okay? I don't care how you practice your religion. I'm a Christian. I want you to be Christian, but, like, if that's not the thing that resonates with you, I don't hate you, you know, but I would rather you believe in something than nothing. Go to your local church, go to your Shaolin temple, or, like, do what you gotta do, bro. But you need Jesus, you need God, you need to go pray. Just pray to whatever resonates with you. But I would recommend Christianity because I'm not going to get into that conversation today, actually. But do your own research, find the religion that resonates with you, and may God and Jesus be with you. Alright, so the next one, purpose. Probably on up there. Very important one, okay? Because if you don't know where you're going, then, like, you have nothing really to be excited for, you know? It's like our whole lives we were like a kid, right? We start here. And then you go, school, you know? You got school, right? And then, college. I know that's not how you spell either one, but you got college, right? And then after that, job. And then you have babies. And then you die. This is like the default, you know, path. We don't want to be defaults now, do we? So this is what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna do something a little bit more fun, right? actually do what you want to with your life. Okay, I dropped out of school, got my GED, my good enough diploma. 10 out of 10 recommend, actually. Never had a school or college or a job be like, oh, you got your GED, now your diploma. Like, get fucked, idiot. So, never had that. So, drop out, get your GED, bro. Do it. There's literally no negatives. Literally none, except for you have to pay for your school then. But, like, you need to work a job anyways. So, like, for me personally, I want freedom. So we got this feather for freedom because, you know, you can fly and stuff. I'm here, right? So my personal, like, purpose for freedom looks kind of like something like this, okay? Oh, well, I need money. Alright, well, work job, active income, build a business, more active income. You know, so whether that's e-commerce for you, clipping, video editing, freelance YouTube, I don't care. Even if it's just like a job that pays a lot, like underwater welding or whatnot, like you gotta get the money. You gotta get the money. Oy vey, you gotta get the money. So once you get the money, then you gotta. Once you get the money, then you can actually like start doing stuff. Now I want freedom, right? I want time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. I want all that. So now I got the money. That's financial freedom. Cha-ching. Hold on, that's a horrible check mark. Cha-ching. Alright, now I want time freedom, right? So, like, if I want time freedom, well, now I gotta get people to, like, make money for me, aka employees, right? So, whether that's e-com or YouTube or whatever, like, you want to buy your time back. So, it's YouTube, you pay people to, like, do, like, edit your videos, you're over here, like, write your scripts, you're over here just kind of, like, recording the face of it. I wouldn't recommend YouTube for that reason though, because it's like it's scalable, yeah, but like you still have to work, you know, versus like e-com, you can just be like, hey Filipinos, do literally everything and then you're done. Basically you can outsource everything with e-com and then you can sell it, versus like YouTube, you can't really do none of that. Agency, same thing, you can pretty much like outsource everything. Sales is good if you don't really have any of those hard skills, because like e-com, like you need to know how to do copy, you need to know how to do video editing, you need to know how to do media buying, you need to know how to do copywriting, you need to do web design, you need to do sourcing, you need to do all this stuff. Same thing with like with agency. First you need to know how to do the fulfillment, whether that's like video editing or like whatever. And then you actually have to go and like either run ads to get clients, or you have to do cold outreach to get the clients. Then you got to close them on a sales call. Then you got to set up SOPs. Then you actually got to get results. It's just a whole thing. So if for low ticket, like easy money, I would say either go on WAP, start clipping. I would say sales is good. I would also say that low ticket courses are where it's at too. Like literally just like post every single day on TikTok and Instagram, and just like I'm talking like 5 times a day, and like say that you have a I don't know, like a dating course or like a fitness course or like a cooking quick and healthy course. Literally sell it for $50 to $100. I'm no mathematician. But you know, you get a little course action going, which is just a video like me sitting here and telling you how to do stuff. Alright, so like, let's say you make a mental health course. Haha, funny enough, right? Sell that thing for $100 because like, it's cheaper than therapy, bro. And then I get like 5 sales a day times 5. That's 500 a day times 30 days. That's 15 banderinos a month. Sure, it doesn't happen like that, but anyways, so time freedom, you need that. Alright, and then once you do that, then you got, for me personally, time freedom, then I got location freedom. This actually involves getting rid of stuff, right? I gotta get rid of the house, you know, I gotta throw like stuff into like storage, like a little storage unit. Let's see if I can make one of these. Damn, it looks like SpongeBob SquarePants. Anyway, gotta throw the stuff in the storage unit, you know? Gotta get rid of stuff, you know? Get rid of the car, get rid of everything else so I can be free. And then after that, I'm like self-actualized. Like, I got my freedom, bro. You know, I can go to like Dubai or Thailand and like do stuff that's probably not good. So yeah, that's that. And that's your purpose. And like some people might look different, dude. I know like some people, they literally just want to sit in a dark room and just like work hard. That's it. You know, some people, they might want to do like some very unholy things and like, you know, live a degenerate lifestyle, which like it's more difficult to get to your goals then, because your dopamine, like we said, dopamine, they're over here just boop boop boop, you know. But like, you do you, bro. Like, this is your purpose part. They're not gonna live a happy lifestyle, but this is how to like overall like fix the mental health. And then like once you do all these things, keep in mind, you don't have to be at like the finish line of each one. It's a journey. The journey becomes enjoyable. That's the best part about this. It's like, okay, once I've like started on like my purpose, I've started meditating, I've gotten rid of all the bad dopamine, and I'm like doing all this like healthy stuff. And then, you know, like you go to a church and you find like your church people or whatnot, and you like believe in a higher power and you humble yourself. Life gets better. I hope this helps. I've had a lot of issues with mental health before in my past. And if you've had mental health issues and this video helped at all, comment down below. Send this to someone who actually does have like horrible mental health issues, because you could actually save their life. And I love all of you, because life is too short to end it even shorter. I've had friends that have done it. I've had attempts myself. I just want to save people's lives. So, hope this helps. Hope you all get better. Call help if you need it. And, yeah. I will see you in the next one. If I make another one. I don't know. Let me know if you want to see another video.